All right, well, first of all, thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. A little history. Rich Long texted me before he got here, former councilman, former deputy mayor Rich Long. And the naming of this building, in his mind, goes back, well, since he was on council, which goes back probably 9 or 10 years. And one of the pet peeves, missions that he had was, we're going to name this building because it's called the Oakhurst Meeting Room. And he's like, meeting room? Come on, you got to name it something. So Dave was probably aware of that while he was on. When Dave was here, former town manager Andrew Brandon was there, and Chris Siciliano, former mayor, was doing various naming around town, and this one never made the list for whatever reason. And somehow Brenda got in touch with me and said, hey, you know what, it'd be nice if we could name this after my dad. And we did some homework, and we were looking and said, hey, great idea. And we had a naming committee, and I should mention their names so I can give them credit, just so I don't miss anybody here. Myself, Dave Fisher, Mike Patrico, Tracy Berkowitz, Paul Edelson, and I'm going to give Tom Rue credit for popping in on the meeting and figuring out the next part. So when we decided that we were going to rename this and trying to do it after Brenda's father and people's grandfathers and however else you're related to George, Mike had some people looking around in the building, found it in here. They found it in here. So believe it or not, for those of you that have been around, and Tom, I'm going to share this with you, the building was actually dedicated in 1970, and it's actually called the Oakhurst Firemen's Field Recreation Center. Let me make sure I got that right. It's underneath the sign, but I think I'm close. So with that said, and George's name is on the plaque. He was one of the committee members that actually was responsible for naming it. He was, along with the council, along with the fire department, built the building and then had the naming dedication. So when we were looking to name it, we found the plaque, and I sent it to Brenda and Brian, and I said, look what we found. Let's do a rededication. So we're here today to rededicate the building on behalf of George, on behalf of the Oakhurst Firemen that have currently serving, the firemen that have since passed, that have served the community. And I'm going to wait, I'm stalling because Gita's pulling up as we speak.
So I wasn't the last one.
No, you weren't. No, all good. Councilwoman Gita Kaplan just joined us, and I should say on behalf of our Mayor, John Napolitani, and Deputy Mayor Dave Fisher, and Councilwoman Terry Kelly, who are at an event of Terry's, the Milan Terry golf outing, so they couldn't make it. So they're there for a good cause, so we split and, what do you call it? Divide and conquer, thank you. We divided and conquered. They outnumbered us. But that said, without any further ado, I'm going to ask Brenda, you want to pull it? This is the original plaque that Mike had revamped. There you go. Fantastic. I won't read everything, but Firemen's Memorial Field Recreation Center, dedicated to the health and well-being of the residents of the Township of Ocean in 1970. Mayor was John Riley at the time, and it was the councilman, the recreation committee, the Firemen's Field Committee, and even the contractor and the attorney got credit for this one too. Put everybody on this one. But with that said, Brenda, did you want to say a few words? Brian, I know you were going to say something. Your mother said you were.
My mother knows I can't keep No, it's great to see that our grandfather's name is still out there in the community. You know, he's done lots for this for the community. And the first fire truck went from Maryland, Delaware. Was brought up here, you know, for the community here. You know, growing up, we were all involved in everything here at Fireman's Field and the firehouse. Got the rides on there, Santa Claus coming around in the holidays time. I mean, I grew up in this community. I no longer live here, but it's in my blood just like the rest of us. So much that I actually built a go-kart for my kid who's too tall right now. representing the fire department here. Oakhurst 37-1, everything on the side of it, you know, down to every little detail. So, you know, Ocean Township's one of those towns where it's such a tight community, it feels like family. And being able to find something like this and rededicate it, what more could you ask for? Just remember the fallen, whether it be natural or by accident. So, but as a family man, good old Pop, man, he taught us a lot. You know, I'd ask Mom for something, and he's like, "What'd you do for your mother today?" I'm like, "Damn it, I guess I'm taking out the trash." But you know, you can't miss that man, love that man. You know, can't ask for anything else. So I appreciate this very much.
Thank you, thank you. And I should add, George was, let me keep this right, was the longest serving fireman
And the oldest.
and the oldest at his death.
Yes.
He was active up to his death.
He had actually 10 years over the very next person to take that honor once he passed.
So, quite a legacy, and I'm glad, and again, I'm glad, the council's glad, the mayor and the town, for your father's service, and obviously for the service of all the Oakhurst Firemen and Monmouth Firemen.
And on his 89th birthday, at Memorial Day Parade, he was going to be honored at Joe Falea Park. He was with the chief, and
They got called into a call.
they got called out
Wow.
for to assist at a nursing home issue in Tinton Falls. So after the Coaster reporter interviewed him, the title of the article was 89 and still responding. And everyone said at the firehouse said that night, "Yeah, okay, George, you had to get your name on one list.
There you go,
One
last
more
one.
list. One
God
more
bless
caller."
him. God bless him. God bless him. So, without further ado, I know the coasters here, they want to snap some pictures, so if the family wants to get around
Get
the
around
flag,
the
we can make
campfire.
that happen.